where are we safe to mess around? Wow. Here?
Wow! Love that, man. It's quick, man. It's just quick. That thing is fast.
Yeah?
That thing is fast. Oh, man. That's such a treatment. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah,
That's
no
badass. Where's a good place? They're found all that.
Well, it looked clear, so.
It was definitely clear. And all right, everyone, welcome back to the Motive Anatomy. Thank you, Pink, for making some time for us, man. So tell us, man, what do you drive?
95 Civic SI.
95 Civic SI. Tell me about where this whole Honda thing started for you. How did you end up with the Honda? And I know that you've had this for a little bit, so tell us a little about that.
Started driving probably in 93, 94, I believe. And then, I don't know, parents got me a Honda. It was an Accord. It wasn't manual like I wanted. I got an automatic one, went to work on it. It got stolen.
Aww.
Yeah. I got a big check for it, which was great. Yeah, huge check. Probably more than what we paid for it.
Nice.
Yeah. Then I went to work looking for a car. First thing I wanted was, like I was telling you earlier, like an Accord, coupe, hatchback. Accord.
What year was that Accord that got stolen?
97.
And you wanted
No, not 97, 96. Yeah.
96,
Yeah,
wow.
96
And
Accord.
you wanted the 89 Accord.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no worries. Couldn't find one, and then saw a hatchback, and I was like, I'll just settle with that.
Oh,
Found one on
nice setup.
Recycler,
Okay.
yeah. At the time, I was like, let's settle with that.
So you pick it up. I mean, I'm not even gonna ask you what your vision back there was, because how long have you owned this car?
Since 97.
Since 97, and I'm sure it's gone through different phases.
A lot of phases.
What is the ultimate vision for it at the moment?
Right now,
Yeah.
just as it sits, it's fine. Yeah. And
You're
no many
content?
changes. Yeah, I'm content. Outside of the paint.
It makes me think you're gonna do more.
There's like little flaws in it and stuff that, you know, bugs me, but like its purpose is just to enjoy and trying to get it back on the track, you know, get it ready.
So you still want to track it then?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's purpose built for that kind of, but you know, with the past, I'd say almost 10 years, it's seen more garage and more street, and you know, it's been labeled as a, you know, garage queen, you know, or hard parker, but yeah, it definitely will take it on the track sooner than later. Where I'm at its final moments where I've buttoned up everything, and you know, honestly, I've been through 5 motors. This is my 6th.
Wow.
And most of it is probably because of poor maintenance on my part, as well as just slapping things together instead of building it from the ground up, the engines. And yeah, mostly my fault, but
Okay.
yeah, we're
And
here where we are.
pushing the car hard, you know, that's what happens.
Most of it.
Even if you do things, I guess, quote unquote, appropriately, you're still going to be pushing the car hard. So you're pushing the car to its limit. So it breaks, fix it, break. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And through all these Civic ownership, I mean, did you ever thought about getting rid of it?
No.
Why?
Um,
Aside from 5 motors in and things like that, but does the Civic hatch hold that emotional attachment in your car world, or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, it's the best chassis in my opinion.
Damn.
For me,
Wah, wah.
yeah. I like EK hatches. I used to, not me, but my wife had a coupe that we did up, and she road raced with me as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
That's awesome.
we you know, did it together. And I resided in Vegas like for 10 years, and we moved back to LA in 2009, and that same year her Civic got stolen. So, you know, that was the end of that. She didn't want to do it anymore. We were still road racing from time to time, and then Chuck Walla opened up about the same time, and she wanted to get it back on track, so we double dutied the Civic.
Oh, there's the 5 motors.
Yeah. That was the last motor that blew, and it was at the end of the day on its 10th session.
Damn.
Yeah, and the thing is, they staggered the run groups, where she was in run group 2 and I was in 4.
So it's just back to back to back to back.
They did 1, 3, 2, 4, and literally she would go, bring it back in, then I would hop in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just enough time for you to get ready for the next.
Pretty much. I was like last out on track because, you know, they were
Yeah.
pulling in and getting ready to go out, and I was
She's
trying
a
to button things
She's
up.
She's a trooper. She's
Yeah.
been putting in work.
Yeah. Just recently got an Exceed lip. I like the fine lines on it. The fact that it doesn't scoop up over the center grille. Right before this, I picked up a Track Life front lip, but that had a couple of modifications that I wanted to make, and then at the end of it, I was just like, no, let's just do this instead. I don't have to make any kind of modifications, so it'll be a lot cleaner look. As far as the hood goes, it's a KSR vent. I just had it grafted into a metal hood. Kind of a mistake. I wanted to go with the grafting onto a carbon fiber because it wouldn't crack and it would last longer. But I couldn't find a carbon fiber image hood. That company went belly up, I guess. So I couldn't find them anymore. I used to have one. I got rid of it. Kind of regret it now, but in any case, I'd rather it be put on a metal hood than any other
It looks great though.
carbon fiber
looks
company.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, oh yeah.
No.
Oh, really nothing else. I got, just the basic JDM headlights, corners. I put some quick latches on for the bumper, and that's about it.
Tell us a little bit about your suspension pieces. What do you have going on?
Suspension pieces, ASR rear brace with 98 spec front and rear sway bars from ITR. Skunk 2 camber, and I forget what arms they are, but other than that, all the bushings were just redone probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
I did hard race from front to back. The rear trailing arm is a PCI, setup, and suspension I just recently changed out. Used to be tins. Everybody had those. I had some tin flex, but the rears were pretty soft, so I went old school and did a Coney ground control setup. However, I did a little twist, running shorter springs, different spring rates. I added the Carceps top hats, which aren't extended like the usual, and they're spherical, so they rotate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went ahead and added a helper spring as well, and then thrust bearings in between it, so that the springs can rotate under load instead of popping outwards.
Interesting.
It stays linear.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
it
Okay.
keeps it linear.
So tell us a little bit about your wheel setup. What do you got going on?
Wheel setup. These are RS Betas. I believe they're 16x7 plus 38. Not as wide as I'd like, but they're honestly loaners right now. Just because I wanted to move away from the traditional, T37s. I do have a set, so just moved away from it. Wanted to go with that little 90s look, and just tossed on my mud guards and everything. Those are fresh, and
Look brand new, man. What tire size are you running?
205/45. Honestly, the tires are 15 years old if you look at the date. So
Wow.
yeah, my buddy got them wrapped and then he rocked them for like a car show, and then he took them off. And they've been in storage in hibernation for like 15 years. It took us a bit of over an hour to scrub off the brown on the tires. But if you look at them, they're going to say Yokohama Paradas. Anyone around 15 years ago will know what these tires are, but most folks now will look at it and be like, Paradas? Are those new? They're actually really old. Yeah, as long as they hold some air right now, I'll be happy that I can drive on them and, they don't pop.
Wow. That's cool. A little bit of history there.
Yeah.
Tell us about your brake setup, because it's really nicely tucked in there.
Oh, those are StopTech STR42 calipers, and they're sitting on two-piece rotors. I think they're custom made for Brian at...
In the rear, did you do any upgrade?
The rear is still sitting on factory brakes. They look bigger only because there's a bracket that mounts the caliper outwards, so I could use a bigger rotor.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's also made by Brian at Fast Brakes. I did this just so it aesthetic look, so it would fill out the wheel and wouldn't look so small.
Nice.
Yeah, like if you zoom in, you could tell it's only the caliper is only grabbing half of the rotor, and the other half of the rotor is rusted. But
what?
yeah.
What? That's crazy. Some old school trickery there.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I should have vacuumed, huh?
It looks good. Ah, these are so pretty. All right, man. So tell us, what do we got going inside in the interior of the car?
Let's see here. Just a JDM interior.
Okay.
Let's see here. I guess the cool spot is the stack tack. I had that done in 97. Oh, 98, I believe. Early 98. It might have been 97. I just can't remember. Mm-hmm. But it was done over at Raceline because literally the second weekend I had my car, I dropped it off at Raceline and had a B16 swap put in, and he threw in the SIR cluster. And yeah.
All right, so
that's that.
Okay, so tell us about the steering wheel, the shifter assembly, and then the seats. What year of seats are these from? Because they're absolutely gorgeous.
All right, it's part of the same interior. I believe it's from the 25th anniversary SIRS Civic.
Wow. And everything.
Yeah, steering wheel is a Mugen one. It's probably my fourth one. The ones I used to have were all suede, and I'd wreck them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd get torn up pretty bad. So when they came out with a black red stitch leather, grabbed it up right away. Got a Fett Sports quick release. It's really thin and narrow. That's why I like it. Used to have that Signal one, but that got stolen. Yeah, and then the I guess hub is a Circuit Hero hub. Audio console from accessory, and then there's that dash display. We can go into that later when we drive the car, and yeah, show you a little bit about that. As far as the rear side of the interior, there's a Doloc floor bar.
Ooh,
Get a better shot of that. This one actually has the plaque still on the other side. You'll probably see it later. Commonly, you'll see them, and it's hard to tell if it's a real one because they're reproduced now. I've seen, and none of them have that plaque. Outside of that, there's the Miracle X bar in the rear. I believe it's the Type 1 35 mil unit, and yeah, that's it. Oh, if you tuck under, I actually went as far as having the SIR liner put in, roof liner. There's no oh shit bar, as people would call it, on the passenger side.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's actually on the driver's side.
Oh, right. We forgot that for a little bit.
Yeah. But
I was about to ask you, what is the difference in that? Is that what the difference is?
Yeah, it's perforated, right? I don't know if you can see the perforation. There's that map light in the center. which is different as well. And then, yeah, it's not like the US one.
I'm sure you can cut it up. It'd be nice if I could do that. Woo. Wow.
Dusty.
Absolutely gorgeous. So tell us, man, what are we staying at?
It's just poor man's R, honestly. Mostly all stock parts internally. It's not LS crank. I kept the GSR crank and threw on some Civic Type R pistons. Head is ported by Elena's. I don't know if he's still doing stuff, but yeah, it's one of his race ports. It's the same head I've had since I think 2001, when I had it put together to be put on my second motor or third motor, I forget. Yeah, other than that, let's see here. There's a...
So if you want, you can start from the front. What kind of radiator are you running?
Radiator right now is a Speed Factory radiator. Okay. It's tucked. Not really ideal for road race, honestly. But there's a couple of fixes that I'm going to do to get it.
Okay.
Race worthy, I guess, to keep the temps down.
Yeah.
I went ahead and went with the hard lines and stuff, so it would be a little bit more serviceable instead of doing AN. Cooling system still needs work. Actually, that's one of the next things that's going to be, I guess, renovated. And after that, probably the fuel system as well. It's just running, common rail and SARD regulator.
Okay.
Yeah. Intake's Skunk 2 Ultra Street. Haven't had it ported yet, but as it sits, just basic stuff. See here. I guess the breather box is common nowadays, but that was actually done back in 2002, and it was custom made by I forget the gentleman's name, but he's out in Vegas.
Checker Sports?
No, not Checker Sports. I believe he was a guy that did welding and stuff for, I believe, Supras. Mostly he worked on Supras and stuff.
But how old is that piece?
This piece?
Yeah.
Yeah, since 2002.
Yeah, I mean, 18 years.
18 years ago.
Wow, it's crazy.
So that's going to be changed out, though. That's one of the things that's going to be changed out with the cooling system, because I'm trying to integrate the breather kit with an overflow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, if you look down in front of the headers, you'll see like a traction bar. That was also made by the same guy, but back in 2002.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't have the radius rods hooked up because back in the day it was, a drag car or street racing car, but not anymore.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So you said, what are the future plans for the actual engine and transmission?
Transmission is fine. It has a full carbon synchros all the way up. It's a JDM GSR. I had the diff swapped out for an Integra Type R1 so that I could run the first gear, and I have an LS fifth in there along with a OS Geiken 4.929 final. So yeah, it's not an ideal final drive. I would have liked to go with like a 4.7 from like a 98 spec Type R, but this is fun, outside of driving on the freeway, because like cruising at 80, it's at 5K.
5,000? Really?
Yeah.
I was going to say 5,000 as a joke, but...
No, 5K.
Wow. Oh, gosh. Yeah, okay. Damn, that thing is quick. I mean, the only thing I'm kind of scared of is the 15-year-old tires, but other than that, we're good.
That's what I was afraid of as well, honestly.
This is awesome. Now here, the glass does not throw the color. Which glasses are bronze glass?
All of it.
Teach the new guys.
Everything. Let me roll this up. You can tell it's bronze.
Okay, that one I can kind of tell. That one I can't hear, but I couldn't at the warehouse. When did you do the bronze conversion?
Back in 2003 as well, when I pretty much finished the car. But yeah.
What kind of exhaust system do you have?
It's a Spec 2, like a Buddy Club Spec 2. It's not loud right now. Honestly, because I had Wisecraft Fabrication, Chris over there, shout out to Chris, make me a slip-on where the back end of the Spec 2 would go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that way I could drive it around and it wouldn't
no hassle. Okay, it's quiet.
Ring in your ears, kind of thing.
Alrighty, Ping. Thank you so much, man, for making the time for us. This is absolutely a time capsule. Absolutely love all the parts in it. You're an OG, man. Thank you so much for allowing us to learn about it. It's been a pleasure. So, any shout outs, man?
Shout outs, I'm gonna have to refer to my phone because I wrote it down. I didn't want to miss people and stuff. But I guess shop wise, shout out to Pit Crew Motorsports. They're not around as a shop anymore really, but they're online still. So Mike, Danny, who's running Pit Crew right now, Shang at JHP USA, I used to work there for a stint. Andy at Streetlights, Ryan Downey, Downey Works, Chew Works had some, work on this. Richie Works with the harness. Some future work hopefully from Wisecraft. He did my slip-on exhaust. And there's some individuals out there. Sam, formerly from Road Race Engineering. Mike at High End. Eric's Racing. Big shout out to, I guess, my Street Image family. You guys know who you are if you watched the special or the YouTube channel. Going back, I mean, there's a lot of people that touch this car. Back in the day, guys like Dr. Charles has worked on it. There's Loker from Lokeworks. Chic used to work at Pit Crew. If you look at the back of my car, there's a Chic Happens sticker on there. Most people don't know what that is, but some of you guys would understand. Aldo, that's currently with Papadakis Racing, he's worked on the car. My friend Prunes, James, Daniel, formerly of Pit Crew.
And everybody else, because
I'm missing a bunch of people and I apologize. But biggest shout out is to my wife. She, let me play with the car, thick and thin. At one point I wanted to get rid of it, or, financial situation we'd be better off if I got rid of it. She said, no, it's part of you, keep it. And
big shout out to wives out there like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you so much, man. This is definitely an honor. This is one of a kind build for these times. You don't see them like that anymore, and so I'm so glad that you've kept it, and I'm so glad you continue to drive it. Thank you so much for this opportunity, man. It was definitely
anytime.
Special.
Yeah,
appreciate it, man.
Shout out to Automotive Anatomy, of course.
Thank you, man.